Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the semifinal game of the New York State Association of Independent Schools Boys Varsity Lacrosse Playoff Tournament. Today for you, we have the Long Island Lutheran High School Crusaders, the 1 seed, taking on the 5 seed, the Rye Country Day School Wildcats. Today, folks, we have a treat for you. I am joined by the girls lacrosse coach here at Long Island Lutheran High School, Dennis Scannell. And for those of you that do not know, he is more than just the girls lacrosse coach. He is also a decorated lacrosse athlete in his own right. A graduate of Stony Brook University, 4-year starter at midfield, 3-year team captain. He was first team All-America East, team MVP 2000 and 2002, and led the Seawolves to their first NCAA tournament appearance in 2002. Dennis, we are so happy to have you here on the LI Sports Network.
I'm so psyched to be here. I look forward to a great game. We have 2 teams that are going to want to start really fast.
Talk about starting fast. We'll get to that after we have the playing of our national anthem, so we'll step aside and let that happen. Honoring our nation's anthem here in Brookville, New York at the LuHi campus. Just about ready to get underway. We look first at the Long Island Lutheran High School Crusaders, headed by Coach Mike O'Reilly, coming off a big 18-1 win on Saturday in the quarterfinals to advance here today. Dennis, what are they going to have to do today to get past Rye?
They like to run. The LuHi Crusaders like to run. They like to play in transition. They don't necessarily like to slow things down. I don't know if Coach O'Reilly has a yellow call to slow the ball down. If he has one, he's never used it. So they're going to want to play fast and get up quick.
They got out fast on Saturday, taking that 18-1 win. And they come in against a Rye team that's played tough this year. They had a 13-10 win Saturday over number 4 seed Portland. They come in as the 5. What are you going to look to see out of them today against LuHi?
I want to see how number 20 Sean Smith matches up against likely number 13 Matt Caputo for LuHi. Matt's had just a monster year, and it's so dynamic and difficult to stop. So the combination of Sean Smith on defense for Rye and their goalie Nick Velasto against that LuHi offense, which is always sparked by Matt Caputo.
Caputo and Danny Rooney had a big game on Saturday. Does Rooney have a big role here today?
Dude, love it. Love seeing the young guys get out there and compete. Rooney can flat out shoot the ball, so he'll be aggressive. He gets set up by his teammates. He plays within himself. Should be fun to watch.
Players shaking hands. Goaltenders heading to their respective nets. Today in net for the Rye Country Day School Wildcats, it's going to be number 3 Nick Vlasto. And for your Long Island Lutheran High School Crusaders, it's going to be number 29, Rocco Sergio.
Rocco's been just that. He's been the bulwark in there for 4 years.
Get a hold up. Going to flip sides. Jack Montagano in the face-off circle against Grant Halpern for Rye. Ref sets them, and we are underway here. It's Montagano winning the opening face-off and heading back into his zone to establish control. Ryan Krudis sprinting into the zone, immediately getting the offense set up. He puts it into the stick of Ryan Banasiski, and the Crusaders set up their offense. Start the cycle of the ball. Dennis, what are they looking for here early?
They're going to look to set some picks early, make it quick. And there's Matt right away. They gave him a little too much space, and he was able to rip it top left. Let's take a look here. They give a look. Sam Stewart just swings it on over. Matt takes a look as they're trying to kind of set things up, realizes he has some space there. Matt does not hold back, just lets it rip top shelf.
Absolute laser from the senior captain, Matt Caputo, soon to be off to the Ohio State Buckeyes, where he's going to be joining their powerhouse lacrosse team there. Jack Montagano wins yet another face-off. As this ball bounds out of bounds, Dennis, what kind of a role does Montagano play in that face-off circle for the Crusaders?
It is so he's so underrated there. That's just one of those real important positions. Face-offs equal possessions, possessions equal goals. He's huge there.
And that first possession for LuHi coming out fruitful, as we saw that laser by Matt Caputo find the back of the net. Past Rye's goaltender Nick Vlasto. But here's the Wildcats setting up their offense, looking to even this score early here. Not even a minute into this game. Hard stick checks there from Robbie Barrera, applying good pressure.
Robbie just covers so much ground. He's long and fast. It's difficult to get past.
Captain Braden Bass looking to make something happen. There's a shot
nice
from Milan Torgalker. That goes wide, but possession's going to remain with Rye.
Yeah, Rocco Sergio did a great job right there of tracking that ball and getting a piece.
Get a whistle here and a switch of possession over to LuHi.
Will O'Toole, 26 here, is one of the fastest players on the team.
O'Toole with a bad turnover there. Rye takes possession. Here's a chance right in front for Torgalker. Excuse me if I stumble upon this name, folks. It's one of the stranger names I've come across. We're going to try to get through that mouthful. Braden Bass once again with the ball walking in. Cuts to the middle. Look, shoots, bounce shot, scores! The Wildcats answer right back on the bounce shot, and it's 1-1.
That's just a good hard shot. He takes advantage of an approach where he gets approached straight up. He's able to win the inside, which is where most of the goals come from. He shoots a nice hard bounce shot, bounces right past our goalie's hip.
Right goal number 31. Check it, 32. 31, Brandon Bass.
Nice shot by Brandon Bass.
We touched upon starting fast in the pregame, and captain and attacker Braden Bass for this Rye squad has certainly continued the fast start to this game. 2 goals within 2 minutes here. Battle for the ground ball right at center midfield. It's going to be scooped up by the Wildcats, and there's a cut by Will Santella. Nice play by the senior defenseman to intercept that pass and get the offense started in the Wildcat zone.
Yeah, Will just does a really good job of recognizing where where the ball's going to be, and he gets there fast.
They go for changes. Coming off is Ryan Krudis. Nick Lindberg checking into the game. Ball's in the stick of Sam Stewart. He jogs over, looks for an option, surveys, and he's got Matt Caputo. The goal scorer here for the Crusaders early. He sends down for Lindberg. Sends over for Capiabato. Up for Stewart at the top. He receives it on his knee and looks to go to work. Lindberg looking to come around the net. Stewart dancing up top, trying to evade pressure. Hounded there by Alex Pearl. Caputo dodging, looking, sending in front. It's knocked down by Vlasto.
Nice pick there. Good defensive discipline by Rye Country Day, closing out lanes, making that pass difficult to complete.
Pearl to Alec Davis. They're in a hurry. There's a pass
Ball down.
to Bass. Ground ball, looking to get the turnover here as the Crusaders. Ball still loose. It's scooped up and possessed by the Wildcats. It's number 9, Jack O'Hurl.
Jack did a great job of getting down on that ball and taking off to go get it.
Oler gets it to Jockman. Jockman cuts around Stewart. Bounce shot, scores! 2 unanswered goals here for the Wildcats, and they now have a lead early in this game.
All right, you see, you set up a nice split dodge. Lines up, again, wins the middle. That's the real key. Win the middle of the field. You increase your angles. Another nice hard bounce shot before the slide got there. It's a solid slide. It was just an excellent shot. So those defensive approaches are extremely important. Take away the middle of the field, force them to the outside.
Seeing lots of quick goals here. Super fast start. 3 goals in the first 4 minutes. As there's a loose ball, Matt Caputo runs over a man, but the ground ball scooped up by Rye, and there's almost a pick by Danny Rooney, the man we highlighted in the pregame. He's looking to have another big day like he did Saturday. Rooney gets to Caputo. Caputo on the jump, shoots and scores! Matt Caputo evening the score with his 2nd goal of the game on the fly.
Nice. That whole play starts with Rooney being able to ride hard, get the ball, find his man. And Matt just dodges hard again, winning that middle of the field where that angle is, puts a great shot in the lower left.
Rooney to Caputo. That was the formula Saturday. That fueled a big win over ECFS.
Yeah, Matt's fun to pass to. That often leads to goals.
That's something that we sure have seen a lot of here, the games that we've done for this great program here at Long Island Lutheran. Jack Montagano winning yet another face-off in the circle. He has won 5 of 5 face-offs. Ryan Krudis waits for the changes. Sam Stewart, Matt Caputo, Ryan Banasiski all come onto the field. And it's the Crusaders setting up the offense, looking to once again take a 1-up lead here in this game. Capiabato. Down to Rooney. Rooney spins out, back to Capiabato, up to Krudis. Over to Sam Stewart, looking to set up the offense, surveying his options, spinning away from pressure, giving to Krudis. Krudis says no to the pick from Capiabato, trying to drive right, looking for Caputo, passes knocked down, intercepted ground ball, forced there by AJ Paisano. Wildcats take over. Trying to run through is Jack O'Hurl. He'll be shut down, and Ryan Banasiski gets run over. We're going to get a flag called here.
Yeah, the initial hit looked legal. It was when he was on the ground. You can't throw the cross check on there.
We're going to get a LuHi timeout here. They're going to talk it over, but they're also going to be going up on the man advantage.
Yeah, look for LuHi to spread out the defense, get a little bit of possession here, and try and get a couple of real high-quality shots inside of about 8 yards.
Big man advantage early here as we're knotted up at 2. Couple early goals to get this pace going, but it's settled down in the last couple minutes. We haven't seen some scoring from either side, but once, like you said, big man advantage coming up, trying to get a couple shots going.
Yeah, the defense starts to settle in. Being in the game, either get the offense just a little with their early jitters, or the defense. Looks like the defense this time around is getting very matchup conscious. Sometimes that takes you out of the flow of the game.
There we see Matt Caputo, number 13, 2-year senior captain for this Crusader squad. He's about to be off to Ohio State, as I mentioned before. The big gun for this offense as they go up on the man advantage. It's Caputo, Lindbergh, Stewart, Capiabato, Rooney, and Banasiskis. There's a shot off the post. Possession to remain with the Crusaders.
It looks like they're looking to lock off Matt Caputo here. Try and take him out of the man advantage. So they'll basically play 5-on-4 here. So ball movement is key and finding seams. You'll often see the crease get exposed here.
Here's Rooney on the bounce shot. Ball trickling. Can't find it. It's in his stick. I think it was in his jersey.
That is one way to save the ball.
Using everything that he has on him was Nick Vlasto. Keeping that shot from Rooney out of the net. We get another whistle here.
It's another timeout. So Rye calls a timeout to keep possession here. LuHi will have an opportunity to double the ball while the penalty is still in play.
Big turnover for Rye, trying to kill these last couple seconds of this man advantage.
Yeah, it'll be fun to see what they do, because there's different strategies you can use here. That you can sit at an extra slide person down in the middle and use them to cover up for an aggressive mistake, or you can double the ball and lock off adjacents. Yeah, curious to see what they come out with here and what that says about their whole strategy going into this game. And Rye has some time to get ready for that.
So halfway through this first quarter, it's 2-2. There's been 4 goals given up. What defensive adjustments does LuHi or Rye even need to make in order to try to lock this game down?
I don't think there's a whole lot of adjustments at this point. I think both teams are playing well. I think both offenses probably need to settle down just a little bit and not force tough passes when they can simply just run away from pressure, move the ball, and go from there. The defenses seem to be pretty solid right now. They've settled in a little bit. It just seems that the offenses need to kind of take that deep breath and find their best shots.
LuHi's coming out of the huddle with a defensive alignment of O'Toole, Santella, Barrera, Cruz, Bramoff, and John Vigiani.
Yeah, John Vigiani is their short stick defensive specialist. He runs all day.
Like you alluded to, Dennis, they're not going to double the ball here. Instead, it's going to be Bramoff opposing Alec Davis, looking to get the ball out. But Davis beats him, tries to get a bounce shot off. But good help there from Robbie Barrera to deny and get the turnover for possession to LuHi.
Yeah, but Bramoff is fast, able to kind of chase, and Robbie Barrera is an imposing figure to try and get past. That's for sure.
It's a big human being, somebody that LuHi is definitely glad he's on their side. Getting a crucial turnover there. The Crusaders are once again ready to set up.
Taking some time to settle in here.
We're once back again to even strength lacrosse. Here's Caputo wandering behind the net, looking to get some space. Switching hands, spinning, looking for an option. Caputo driving, shooting wide of the net. Possession remains with LuHi.
That's a good hard shot, getting top side. Probably need another step or two there.
Pack it in. They want to try to fill the middle of the field here. Who are they trying to stop?
They're just trying to keep it tight so no easy passes to the crease will go through. So they're playing less aggressive up through the box and trying to force LuHi to have to take long runs to be able to make shots.
There's a shot there from 8th grader Charlie Capiabato, saved by Nick Vlasto. He'll send his team. It's it's Alex Pearl sent on his way. He shoots and scores.
Yeah.
It is 3-2 Wildcats.
Yeah, so Alex Pearl takes this coast to coast. Now flying up the field, does a great job of seeing what he's got. Swim move, the pool was open. He gets to the middle of the field. Nice hard bounce shot low. Nice aggressive play by Alex Pearl.
Big goal there to regain the 1-goal lead. 3-2 Wildcats, just under 5 minutes to go here in this first quarter. It's looking to be a high-paced barn burner action here. What are we getting here, Dennis?
What we have there is playing without the stick. So Montagano lost his stick, and anytime the stick goes down and you're moving, they're going to call it a change of possession. So it's not a penalty, just a change of possession.
Blake Jockman taking over on the offensive possession here. Swings down to Alec Davis. Davis hounded out there by Santella, forced to give up the ball. Back to Jockman, over to Pearl. Pearl, latest goal scorer for the Wildcats. He's driving hard, around Cruz, to the net. Cut off. Gives it up down below the net to Oler. Ball gets swung around. Captain Braden Bass. Bass drives, shoots, and scores!
Bass is still down here. He does a... All right, so Braden Bass does a nice job of squaring up his defender. Quick move, catches him leaning. Takes off full speed. Deals with a check there. Nice hard shot, 5-hole.
Goal number 31, Braden Bass.
So we've seen 4 goals, 4 bounce shots, it seems, from the Wildcats of Rye. Is that a strategy that they came into trying to implement against Sergio today? Is that something that you go over?
That is a great question. I think there's always a goalie scouting report as to where a guy is the strongest. Rocco Sergio was on the high shots early. It could also be a function of where they're coming from. When you're out a little bit further, bounce shot's a good call.
LuHi now down 2, looking to respond. It's Caputo, Capiabato. Now we see Michael Meyerhofer check into the game, looking to try to spark this offense and get them back even. Lindbergh, Capiabato, Meyerhofer, Caputo. Here comes Barbarino trying to help Caputo. Caputo drives the net, shoots, scores! Another bounce shot, another goal. That is a hat trick for number 13 in white, and it is 4-3.
Yeah, Matt doesn't waste a whole lot of time here. Logan Barbarino comes over for the pick, goes under it, catches the defenseman leaning a little bit. Look at him step away, and then how he re-attacks the cage 2 times. Uses that stick to find more angle, puts it away from his body, which a lot of lacrosse players get almost nervous about. They're afraid they get checked, but Matt's not really afraid to make mistakes. He's more about making plays.
Great pass fake there for number 13. Got our cameraman out of his shoes. But nonetheless, with just over 3 minutes to go here, it is a 1-goal game once again. This face-off ground ball picked up by Barrera. Barrera streaking into the zone, looking to get the offense, avoiding a stick check, driving hard to the net. Barrera shoots, scores! Robbie Barrera all by himself, and we are tied again.
Yeah, Robbie does a great job with the ground ball, flies right to the heart of the cage, putting pressure on. Not everyone knows this, but Robbie's a former attackman, so he's really, really comfortable down there. So he's as much of an offensive threat with the long stick as a lot of people with the short. So
it's like riding a bike, huh?
No doubt, no doubt.
Robbie Barrera, senior defenseman for this LuHi squad. He's going to be off to St. John's University in the fall. And he's going to be a key contributor right here to getting this game evened up. And it's Montagano winning yet another face-off.
Yeah, I like how Jack Montagano that time pushed it forward. He was going back, and I think that was beginning to be red. That's where they're putting so much pressure on his hands. This time he pushes forward. Now they have to respect that.
LuHi getting set up one more time. There's a high pass, but recovered by Banasiski from Caputo. Banasiski looking, Deacon cutting, loses the ball, gets leveled. Ground ball still up in the air. Almost scooped by Lindbergh, still loose. Scrum for it, we'll get a ref's whistle here. And it's going to remain with LuHi.
Let's see if they build off of that momentum of the Barrera goal here.
How big of that is a spark plug? You get a goal from maybe an unlikely source on a play like that.
Absolutely huge. With the long post score, that's just a little extra juice that's thrown on there. It definitely fires up the crowd, fires up the team.
Here's Lindbergh driving over the middle. Bounce shot steered up high by Vlasto, keeping this game knotted at 4. Barbarino seeing some offensive action here. Nice pass. Look in front shot from Banasiski. Goes wide off the pass from Stewart.
It was a nice play, but there has to be backup there.
We get some changes here. LuHi gets their defensive squadron on, looking to possibly set up a turnover off this reset. It's Pearl giving the Vlasto. Vlasto trying to set it up. Here comes Oler. Oler streaking to the net, unimpeded. Nice back check there. I believe that was Barrera, who then scoops up the ground ball, finds Cruz, who finds Bramoff. They streak over center together, and the offense is set up for the Crusaders once more. Bramoff almost losing his balance. He hands off to Caputo, and Caputo will wait for changes.
Defense did a great job there, staying in tight and sliding forward. Will O'Toole did a good job of setting that up. Good communication.
It's a crucial turnover there, avoiding disaster on what looked like a free breakaway for the Wildcats there.
Yeah, absolutely. Three of those goals have been on unsettled situations for Rye, so getting the defense settled there is key for LuHi.
Lindbergh over to Barbarino. Stewart and Crudis. Capiabato, Stewart. Matt Caputo lurking at the top.
Yeah, they're trying to lock Matt a little bit here.
Here's Crudis shooting long and wide. Barbarino in the area. Possession remains with the Crusaders. We've eclipsed the minute mark here. 50 seconds to go in this first quarter. We are tied at 4 here in Brookville, New York, at the home of the Long Island Lutheran Crusaders.
Backdoor cut.
Caputo on the cut, shoots and scores. And he's fired up.
All right, we see here, Matt does a backdoor cut. He pretends to be drifting out wide, cuts behind his man, nice little fake and a dunk. That's one of the dangers. If you're going to lock somebody off, you have to be ready for the backdoor cuts.
That was a great call by you, Dennis. You called that even before Capiabato probably had it in his mind to hand it off to Caputo.
I sometimes forget I'm on the mic and instead thinking I'm coaching.
Well, sure enough, it all works out in the end, and LuHi is up 5-4 after being down 4-2. That's 3 unanswered goals at the close of this first quarter as a flag goes flying. Caputo tries to handle it. We'll get the whistle and the call here.
All right, so LuHi will go on the man up again. There's a 30 seconds for a hold, so we'll see what they want to run this time. Last time, Rye Country Day came out and locked Matt Caputo. We'll see what they do this time.
30 seconds will take us to about the end of the first quarter, barring LuHi finding the back of the net. It's going to be Nick Lindbergh starting it up here. He swings over to Captain Sam Stewart. Swings over to Charlie Capiabato. They play catch. The offensive attack is underway. Rooney, Lindbergh, back to Rooney. Lindbergh shooting high and wide.
It's good ball movement there. Way to really let that rip, too.
Banasiski with 10 seconds. Back up top. Stewart off the helmet, it appears. Ball pops up in the air, out of play. 4 seconds to go. Off the restart, it's Caputo looking for one last chance. Driving, shooting, knocked down by Vlasto, and that's going to bring us to the end of the first quarter. A good look there, shut down by the Wildcat goaltender.
Yeah, it was a nice save. Guy coming around with Caputo coming around the pipe, stood tall, popped it right up.
Coming out of the intermission break, team switch sides. We're about ready to start the second 12 minutes of play here in Brookville, New York at the Long Island Lutheran High School campus. For Dennis Scanelli, I am Dylan Flynn. Folks, we thank you for joining us here of the semifinal game of the New York State Association of Independent Schools semifinal playoff game between the Long Island Lutheran Crusaders and the Rye Country Day Wildcats. We're locked in a good one here. It's 5-4. And as we're about to get ready to go, we've seen a lot of physical play so far. A couple penalties taken, big emotions playing a role so far. Is that going to be looked to continue, or do you got to dial it back? What are you looking to do here these last 36 minutes?
It's playoff hockey. It's actually time to dial it up. They're going to get after each other the entire game. If you lose, there is no tomorrow. So it's you put everything out there. You worry about putting ice on it later.
As Braden Bass knows, him scoring the last goal for the Wildcats, he ran into a brick wall, but was able to fortunately get up and continue playing for the Wildcats. And we're underway with Rye setting up in the Crusaders zone, looking to get the offense back going. Once up 4-2, they now trail 5-4. And as Alex Pearl gets it over to Alec Davis. Davis being hounded there.
Yeah,
Able to get it to Jockman. The Wildcats settle it down.
It looks like they're content to get settled here. Take a little time. LuHi's had a lot of possession recently.
It's Jockman giving up. Oler, ground ball. We're going to get a whistle.
Yeah, I could call a hold on Will O'Toole there. Loose ball hold. After the ball came out, he kept his stick on the other player's stick. Possession will stay with Rye.
Sophomore defenseman called for the infraction. Rye takes back over one more time as here's a drive to the net. Shot blocked off the stick of Bass. And it's turned over to the Crusaders, and here they come streaking up the other way. It was Santella setting up Bramoff to Capiabato. Back to Rooney. Give and go to Capiabato, and he scores! Charlie Capiabato on the doorstep, 6-4 Crusaders.
That's that intensity, giving up your body. Great job in transition. Getting it down, looking for not taking the good shot, but waiting for the great one. Laying out and finishing hard. That all starts with Will Santella picking off that ball in the defensive zone and looking right up. He always seems to be where the ball is.
Great play there from the LuHi defense, and Danny Rooney picking up his second assist of the game, setting up Capiabato on the give and go right in front.
He's looking a little like Tom Brady, just hanging out behind a huge line, surveying the field and making the feed.
Montagano winning yet another face-off, alleviating pressure, getting back to his goaltender Rocco Sergio. Rocco's going to be heading off to the United States Merchant Marine Academy this fall, and he gets the offense sent on its way. Shipping up into the Wildcat zone. Here's a good look from Ryan Banasiski, shut down by Nick Vlasto.
That is definitely a defensive miscue, but what a heck of a save by Vlasto there. That's him. That's being extremely calm and cool, collected. And what his coach said before, he's had a huge year for him.
Good positioning.
Great save,
there.
staying on the offensive player's stick the entire time.
Players vying for the call right in front of our booth here. LuHi gonna get possession, and it's Danny Rooney starting it up. Cutting hard over the right side. Get some separation with some help from Matt Caputo. They wait for Ryan Banasiski to join the play. Caputo methodically waiting to set up the offense. Caputo over to Crudis. Crudis with the pick from Capiabato. Spins into the middle. Shoots saved by Vlasto. Up in the air. Right to Leo Rosen. Inadvertent pass, but it ended up working out. As here's Alec Davis. Davis sending over for Bass. Bass, the last goal scorer for this Wildcats team, have not scored since midway through the first quarter. We are now 3 minutes into the second. LuHi leading 6-4.
That is 2 nice saves in a row. That's another thing that can be used to build momentum. Big saves.
See if they can build off of it here. Their goaltender, Nick Vlasto, for the Rye Country Day School, having a great year. A pass gets sent over, but it evades the stick of the Wildcats, goes out of bounds. We'll get a turnover to LuHi. Turnover, shot, score! Braden Bass scores again. That's a hat trick for him, and it's 6-5.
That is a good, hard, aggressive ride, conceding nothing. 3 blue shirts to 1 blue shirt. Those are some odds that LuHi doesn't like. Then Braden Bass does the rest. It leaves no question ripping it in the top right corner.
Goal number 31, Braden Bass.
That is the value of the ride right there. You ride hard, you get rewarded with some good shots.
Physical face-off here. Montagano looking for some help. Ball pops up in the air, comes over to the sideline. We're going to get a possession to Rye. Jockman hounded by Barrera. Big stick slash coming down there. Jockman able to work through. He gets it over to Bass. Bass to Pearl. Pearl driving hard to the net. Bounce shot just higher than net past Sergio. It's going to stay with the Wildcats. Excuse me.
In transitions where it's dangerous. It's a lot harder to score 6-on-6 than it is in transition. Oh, that's...
Robbie Barrera blows up Alec Davis and forces the turnover, but we're going to get a whistle here.
Yeah, there's no arguing that one. That was a clear almost beheading.
And for that near beheading, Barrera's going to go sit.
Yeah, it's a good aggression, just came out wrong.
On the man up. It's the Cougars. I keep doing that. It's the Wildcats. Excuse me. I apologize, folks. I am so very sorry. The Wildcats. Jack Oler. He gets the ball taken away by Bramoff. Trying to pick it up is John Vigiani. He turns it back over. Bounce shot goes high from the Wildcats.
Yeah, so that was a little bit of sloppy play by both teams. It ends in a shot. They're going to settle back down again here.
Restart, it's Jockman. Over to Torgalker. Torgalker to Davis. Shot in front, bounces wide off the stick of Bass. He's looking for his 4th goal, trying to match the game high set by Matt Caputo so far.
It's going to be fun to see that matchup. While they're not playing against each other directly, those are definitely the 2 guys the offenses seem to revolve around on both teams.
Both captain attackers for their respective squads. Both leading in scoring. Doing what they were put out here to do. It's been a good battle so far, as there's a nice interception by Bramoff. He forces the ground ball, but LuHi can't scoop it up. It's Bass trying to send in front. He gets his ball stick down, and it's Bramoff sending up to Stewart. We get a transition in possession. Here come the Crusaders the other way. Stewart to Caputo, looking to be in a hurry, catching the Wildcats interchange. Pass gets sent high out of bounds. Possession switch over to Rye.
Yeah, definitely seen the LuHi strategy here of being very aggressive, and sometimes when you're aggressive, you have to manage mistakes. So they were in a 5-man rotation on that man down, which allows you to get a little bit more aggressive and put more pressure on.
Off this switch, pass over the middle. Alec Davis gets run over by Caputo. The pass goes errantly towards the end line. And we're going to get a switch of possession to LuHi.
Yeah, Matt was also a safety on the football team. He's using some of those skills there.
Multi-sport athletes. Athleticism never hurts. Experience never hurts either.
And we also don't want to give Matt any free time.
No free time when you're trying to score all these goals and send your team off to a championship game.
Absolutely.
Shot there, goes high and wide. Danny Rooney was in the area. Possession's going to remain with the Crusaders. Rooney picks it up and gets the restart. Rooney to Stewart, immediately shoots and scores! Sam Stewart gets the lead back to do it, 7-5 Crusaders.
Number 12, Sam Stewart.
Yes, Sam Stewart has one of the hardest shots on the team. He can score it from anywhere on the field. Rooney just throws it on over to him. Sam sees he has space. Great job of getting shot. Look at that extension right up into the right corner. Yeah, Sam leaves no doubt.
Montagano and Halpern battling in the circle. It's Montagano coming out successfully again. Back to Sergio. Sergio, bomb pass. Knocked down by Bass. Him and Bramoff stick battling. Bramoff closing him out. Lets the ball roll out of bounds smartly as it touched Bass last. The Crusaders will take over. It's Matt Caputo starting it up.
That was a heads-up play by Bramoff there.
Bramoff, 8th grade defenseman, showing great IQ on the field there. Helping his team get set up in the offensive zone, and Sam Stewart cashes in.
That's number 12. for
Yep,
LuHi.
Sam's starting to feel it. He's getting hot. Moving on over to him, a great hitch move to the outside to free up the inside move. Got to respect his shot there. He steps in and just lets it go.
Second consecutive goal for Stewart there, scoring opposite sides of the net, high then low, using every little bit of that nylon.
Absolutely varying your shot. You can't get a read on him.
The lead is now 3, just over 5 minutes to go here in this half. LuHi looking to create that separation and take a strong hold on this game. Pass there, couldn't connect cleanly. Ground ball. Almost scooped up by Riots, instead scooped up by Nick Lindberg. He comes out of the fray, streaking into the zone, and the Crusaders go back on the offensive. Ryan Banasiski streaking over the middle, splits through defenders to the net, drive shut down by Nick Vlasto, but there's a flag as the ball rolls towards the sideline. Race between Rooney and Paisano will get the call from the ref.
That's a great aggressive move by Benezinski. Recognizing that while he might have a numerical advantage, he's at full tilt right here, and the defenseman isn't able to sneak through, get a good shot, nice save, get a piece of it. I love Rooney's hustle to the end line there too.
Get a timeout here from LuHi off that flag. I believe it's going against Rye, with LuHi going up on the man advantage. LuHi this quarter has outshot the Wildcats 6-1.
Yeah,
It's showing in the scoreboard.
absolutely. They seem to be stepping up the pressure. They're flying all over the field, covering every inch of ground. They're not conceding any inch of the field right now, and they're pushing in transition. It may lead to some turnovers here and there, but they want to put the pressure on full speed. You're seeing other contributors now too. Sam Stewart has settled down and it looks like he's starting to feel his shot. Scoring 2 in the last couple of minutes. Ryan Benezinski going to the cage hard.
Charlie Capiabato has a goal in this quarter.
That's it. They're starting to get more contributions. And that's what you need.
Big contributor all year has been Charlie Capiabato, 8th grader for this squad, attacker. Sure to have a nice, long, successful career here at the Long Island Lutheran High School. He looks to keep this streak up that he has so far this year and help his team move closer to a championship.
He can play, and for such a young player, he's just got a really cool head. Always calm and collected. There's a nice young core here. We talk a lot about some of the very talented seniors that they have, but you look across the roster, that pretty young team.
Sporting 5 8th graders they are, and I see on the roster they have 1 7th grader as well. But as you said, sophomores across the board. They're going to be graduating some big seniors, but a bright future here at Long Island Lutheran.
Absolutely. The sophomores saw a lot of time last year, so they've really they've graduated. They have a whole year and a half now of varsity experience. It's a good time to be in the playoffs.
Yes, sir, and as they say, getting hot at the right time. LuHi hopes to be getting hot at the right time as they go up here on this man advantage. They get the cycle going in the ball, looking for their golden opportunity. Rooney to Lindbergh. Up to Stewart. Stewart shoots. Saved by Vlasto. Stewart looking to collect himself a natural hat trick. Vlasto denied him, said no. Nick Lindbergh, heavy stick there, forces the ground ball. It's going to go to LuHi.
Yeah, but there's that aggressive ride again. Putting pressure all over the field, conceding nothing.
We touched on there the bright court just before during that timeout. Nick Lindbergh, sophomore attacker, making his presence felt, getting that turnover. Caputo on the fake, shoots, knocked down by Vlasto. Ball loose in front. Banasiski shoots and scores on the rebound. Ryan Banasiski wouldn't be denied that time. It's 9-5.
That's it. That's a great hustle play. He doesn't give up on it, sees the rebound happen, attacks the ground ball, and just goes for it. Quick shot right back down. That's really hard for the goalie to track. Nice finish there by Ryan.
Surrounded by 5 Wildcats really isn't a position you like to be in out in real life, but right there, Ryan Banasiski seemed to be calm, cool, collected, and found the back of the net, getting this lead to 4. Montagano and Halpern one more time in the circle. It's Montagano again. I'm sorry if I sound like a broken record, folks, but Jack Montagano just will have his way in that face-off circle as he sets up Caputo to go the other way. Jump shot bounced, saved by Vlasto. He tries to start it the other way, but it's Caputo with the hustle back at center, getting that ball back in his stick away from Bass. Look in front for Capiabato, and he scores! Nice. Charlie Capiabato right in front. LuHi having their way in transition.
This is just great hustle going forth. Matt riding that ball back, and then this is just great ball movement. Look at how quick Ryan Krutis gets that ball out of his stick, down to Capiabato, who just shoots it right away. Nice vertical stick, hard for the goalie to read. Just finishes it strong.
We talked about before the junior captain for this Wildcat squad, Braden Bass, and the senior captain, Matt Caputo, battling it out, having their ways with the goal scoring, leading their teams in their respective goal scoring. You wondered if they'd ever battle here in this game, and Caputo got the better there, showing the hustle and able to set up that goal for LuHi. As Montagano wins another face-off, the Crusaders set up. It's Caputo waiting for the change. Lindbergh comes back on. Caputo, swim move, trying to go right, spins, knocks his man down, shoots. Oh, it goes wide. Got a piece of Vlasto. He kept it out, but a good move there from number 13. Banasiski over to Lindbergh. Lindbergh driving, shooting, bounces wide. Rooney in the area. Possession remains with the Crusaders.
Those were a couple of outside shots. I'm curious if they're going to try and push a little bit more, trying to finish on the inside.
Danny Rooney evading the double team. Shot there for Capiabato. A little bit of a misfire, goes wide of the net. Possession remains with LuHi. Ryan Banasiski picks it up for the restart. LuHi sending a peppering of shots toward the net. They have 11. There's number 12 out of the stick of Ryan Krutis.
Yeah, we're seeing a very little time in between shots. They're just trying to lay it on him right now.
Lay it on them they have, getting this lead up to 5. Biggest lead so far in this game. LuHi looking to leave no doubt as we approach the end of this first half. Just under 3 minutes to go. Krutis shoots wide. Oh, a pass inadvertently. Another shot back in front, right on the doorstep, shut down by Vlasto. I don't know if that was a design play or just a happy-go-lucky kind of play.
I don't think that's the way Coach drew it up, but same effect.
Almost worked nonetheless. Here's a turnover. Robbie Barrera sending Ethan Bramoff up to Matt Caputo. LuHi back in the zone as the Wildcats couldn't get much further than midfield.
I think it's take a little bit of time to get set up.
Big lead for the Crusaders, looking to have their way. Planned it strategically. Caputo rolls over for Stewart. He sends down for Lindbergh. Lindbergh up to Stewart. Stewart finds his man Caputo. Caputo with the pick from Capiabato. He'll dance around it, shoot and score! Matt Caputo from a low angle nets another, and it's 11-5.
Yeah, you see Matt, again, make a little hitch move to the outside, come back in, and he's just so good at finding that little space that's available. Hitch, frees his hands, plenty of space, lets it go top shelf. Yeah, if he has his hands free, look out, he's going to send it.
It seems that he can score from almost any angle, be it over the top, down low, inside, outside, whatever he wants, he can have.
He's comfortable anywhere on the field.
Under 2 minutes to go. LuHi now has a 6-goal lead. It's Jack Montagano winning another faceoff, this time going forward, like you touched on, trying to switch it up a little bit, maybe alleviate some of that pressure in the circle.
Absolutely, going to free himself up a little bit, put more pressure on the defense. Actually makes it easier to sub, too.
Substitutions they'll get. Michael Meyerhofer touching the field now, looking to get out there and get in on the action. As here's Nick Lindbergh driving into that bounce shot, goes high over the net. In the area there is Danny Rooney. Possession remains with the Crusaders.
Good hard drive. Tough angle, but it's a safe shot because you have backup there.
Here come the Crusaders again. Sam Stewart looking to drive. Gets around the pick from Caputo. Shot on net. Saved by Vlasto. It will be scooped up by the Wildcats. Turner Wolf hands off to Vlasto. He sends Paisano on his way. Paisano forced out of bounds by Caputo. And it's a turnover. Matt Caputo putting heavy pressure.
Yeah, look like he would have chased him to the parking lot.
And off that turnover, another goal from LuHi. It's Michael Meyerhofer this time getting on the action.
Yeah, the riding game is key here. Got to move the ball right away off. Sam Stewart surveys, just flings it down. Quick shot. Nice hard cut behind his man. And Meyerhofer cashes in.
Caputo having a big hustle impact on these last couple goals.
Yeah.
Making sure his team gets in possession of that ball. Not allowing this lead to take away from what kind of hustle he's bringing to the field in this big game.
Yeah, Caputo's one of the most competitive human beings I've ever met. I'm sure Monopoly games go for days.
Off this face-off, it's the Wildcats taking it. Braden Bass stepping into the circle and able to win one away from Montagano. As this time he's opposed by Matt Caputo, and Caputo hounding him a little bit, but he's able to circle away and get the offense set up as we get a whistle here and a timeout by Rye.
And notice right there that they moved Bass up to the wing on the face-off to try and, I think, get a little bit more on the possession game going. He's very comfortable carrying the ball, calm under pressure, so get him up there, try and take care of the ball a little bit, get a possession, and take some air out of the LuHi attack.
Wildcats trying to get one back here. They're going to take a timeout, regroup, down 7 goals here. What are they going to look to do in this huddle that's going to get them trying back into this game?
Right now, they have to get a good possession. The defense has been under fire for the last 4 minutes or so. Constant shots. So just give their defense a breather. Look for just a couple of high-quality shots. Aggressive shots after some possession.
We see the shots on goal there. It's a flurry of shots from LuHi, 23-9, and it's showing in the score here. Each team shooting just about 50%.
Yeah, this second quarter has been extremely fruitful for LuHi's offense, pushing hard. So we'll look for a good possession from Rye here, and defensively, the LuHi has a decision to make here too. Are they going to continue to be aggressive, or are they going to just kind of let Rye possess and take some lower percentage shots?
Right, looking to maybe set a little bit of a tone here, try to start the road back. That'll set the tone for the second half. We have about 40 seconds to go in this second quarter as we get a whistle. It's Davis up to Pearl. Pearl back to Davis. They're playing catch at the top.
Yeah, we're seeing the LuHi's in an aggressive zone right now. So when that ball goes to the middle with the long pole, he's looking to put a lot of pressure on.
Bramoff coming in hard and heavy, trying to force that ball out.
So dodging is difficult against a zone. It's really going to be ball movement that beats it.
LuHi not allowing any comfortable looks. We get a ref whistle, a hold, possession back to the Wildcats, but this zone working for LuHi out of this timeout, not allowing a look, as there's one last Hail Mary chance for the Wildcats.
Yeah,
That's going to do it for the half.
They're looking fresh and aggressive there.
A big stop there for the Crusaders at the end of the half.
No, absolutely. Those are those. You always want to win. I call it like the final four. The last 2 minutes of the second half, last 2 minutes of the fourth quarter. It's a major motivating feature at that point. If you give up a goal at that point, it gets a little bit. It's deflating, and they've been playing so well. It's good for them to stop the attack right there.
Especially with a 7-goal lead, coming out hounding that Wildcat offense, trying to send a message for that second half that, hey, this is our game and we want to take control of this. We want that spot in the championship.
Absolutely. That's the playoffs. No one's going to give it to you. You have to take it. So it's full speed the whole time.
Folks, we have about 10 minutes of halftime. We'll step aside for just a minute, and when the players are ready to take the field for the second half, we'll come back and bring you the last 24 minutes of action right here on the LI Sports Network. Folks, we thank you once again for joining us on the LI Sports Network for this presentation of NYSAIS semifinal boys varsity lacrosse. The Rye Country Day School Wildcats come in to play the Long Island Lutheran Crusaders. For Dennis Scanelli, I am Dylan Flynn. We are about ready to get this second half underway. Dennis, I want to touch on first, what did LuHi do? We saw it was a close game early. What did they do to pull away and get to where they are now with this big lead?
They've been doing a really good job the whole time of getting possessions, particularly at the face-off X. But what they really did was step up the pressure all over the field. And by creating turnovers, they create possessions, and they've been sharing the ball extremely well. The ball is not staying in one person's stick the entire time. They're pushing pace and sharing the ball, and now they're starting to get a lot of different contributors.
What are you going to look to see from them in the second half to keep this lead and maybe even grow it?
I think it's continue the same energy. Keep flying around. I see Robbie Barrera going out on the wing on the face-off. I know he's a long pole, but it's an offensive move because he's very aggressive. He's going to get some ground balls and put pressure on. I see Matt Caputo out there, number 13 also. So they're putting two very strong, extremely active on ground ball players out there to try and build that possession.
We're getting a look at head coach Mike O'Reilly. You think he has to be happy with that first half play?
Mike will be happy after the game. It won't happen too much during the game. After the game, he'll be very pleased.
Well, let's see if he can have that pleasure of taking a trip up to Manhattanville College with a championship berth as we start the second half the same way we started the first half. Another Jack Montagano face-off win. It's 15-3 LuHi in the face-off circle.
Yeah, he has just been a machine out there.
Nice bounce pass there from Bramoff to Capiabato going across the field. LuHi setting up on the offensive attack once again, picking up right where they left off in the first half. Stewart to Capiabato, over to Caputo. Caputo cuts left, looking to get into the middle. Right in front, Capiabato, he's shut down, but on the second chance, he scores!
That's just sticking with the play right there. That's a tough play. You see Matt sweep across right. He's always got his head up, stick open. Nice pass inside. Great fake and finish. Nice twister goal to throw the goalie off. That's a tough shot.
It's a good physical play and a lot of space created there from the 8th grade attacker, Charlie Capiabato, and he's able to find the net once again in this game. A big goal there to start the pace off right just 30 seconds into this half.
And they wanted to keep the pressure up for sure. There's another face-off win by Montagano.
Been a big part of this offensive pursuit for the LuHi Crusaders, and a reason for their success, attributing all those wins to Jack Montagano in the face-off circle, getting the offensive possession set up. He's another sophomore on this team, as we touched on earlier, with this young core that they're going to have for a couple years. He's going to be a big part in all these face-offs that they're winning.
Oh, absolutely, and he works at it tirelessly. Wow.
Matt Caputo, are you kidding me? With one hand, the man scores. Oh, my.
All right, so I know that a lot of people are seeing this for the first time. Matt does this in practice constantly. See him split to one hand, flips it under, and he doesn't just flip it under at 20 miles an hour. He flips it at about 50 or 60. He does this in practice a lot, believe it or not.
Unbelievable strength and focus from the senior attacker there, finding the net one more time. We've seen him score some ridiculous goals this year, but I don't think more ridiculous than that one right there.
And looks.
He's going to following that goal, Caputo is going to be given a penalty for what seems like unsportsmanlike conduct. But after you score something like that, it's a little hard not to celebrate.
Yeah, there's a little contact at the end of that. Maybe the refs didn't want to escalate it all, but
trying to get it under control. You can respect that from the referees not wanting to let the game get out of hand. As there's a nice spin move from the Wildcats and a goal, a response from Alec Davis. Nice spin move to drive to the net.
He does a good job of keeping his feet moving here. You slide out a little fast, get an aggressive play. He makes a nice spin move. Nice, tough, difficult shot for the goaltender there.
Right Country Day School goal, that's number 18, Ben Cousin.
15.
Okay, check that. That was not 18, it was 15, and that's Alex Davis.
Wildcats sending Braden Bass back out to the faceoff circle. He had success in one faceoff for the Wildcats last half. But Montagano's still up to the task as he takes this one and a deck from Bass. We're going to get a flag.
Yeah, flag down. They probably looks like they sent him out there to try and tie him up and use his athleticism to try and get possession. Montagano's able to hold him off and absorbs a cross check to the back. They're kind of trading penalties right now.
Looks like we're going to be getting 5-on-5. Even strength here until both players are released.
Yeah, so depending on the time and the penalty, you have a choice to either play 5-on-5, which is actually easier to score than 6-on-6, and a lot of times just go. But if it's there's like 10 seconds or less, they'll usually wait to get their sixth attacker on to go 6-on-5.
It's going to be Ryan Banasiski backpedaling towards the sideline, taking directions from head coach Mike O'Reilly. They're looking and waiting. Caputo gets up and he's in. He touched upon, they did wait for that sixth attacker, and there's no better attacker than Matt Caputo.
No, he's a weapon, that's for sure. He got to keys a lot of what they do.
That pass inadvertently going towards the sideline. Good hustle there by Sam Stewart to collect it before it rolled out of bounds. He gets the ball swung back all the way over. It's Matt Caputo sending over a pass. Shot from Sam Stewart goes wide. Get a whistle here.
It's a good look and good shot there. The defense.
Yeah. Referee claiming that it's too many men on Rye, and the Rye head coach not pleased with the call. Ref giving an explanation. Referee's discussing now, trying to figure out if Braden Bass released too early for Rye on his penalty from before. And we're going to get a no flag. Braden Bass released at the right time, but possession's going to remain with LuHi off the shot from Stewart.
That's strange. Coming from a coach, you appreciate when the official can say, "Yep, nope, that was an inadvertent flag, a mistake." It's just nice to see. It is a game at the end of the day.
Always want to be getting the calls right. And it is nice to see that they were able to discuss. As here's a shot by Nick Lindberg. He scores cutting over the middle.
Yeah, you can see Nick take get the ball in his right hand and make a nice hard move. He squares up. Stewart sets the pick. Gets just a little bit of space that he needs. Hands back. Nice rip to the lower corner. Nick's a strong sophomore, and he can shoot it too.
Everyone here getting in on the action for the Crusaders, wanting to be a part of this massive offensive day the Crusaders are compiling. As off the faceoff, Braden Bass wins one away from Jack Montagano, and here come the Wildcats in a hurry. Right in front, saved by Rocco Sergio.
That's a great save.
Off the rebound, it's Robbie Barrera sending up for Ryan Crudis. Bounce pass gets past him, but right there is Will Santella to scoop it up. Streaking over center, Santella driving hard. Gets the side swung pass over to Caputo. Santella will drop back to get the offensive players on that LuHi wants for this attack. Caputo to Rooney to Barbarino. Crudis and Barbarino back down to Danny Rooney. They play catch on the left side of the field. Sam Stewart now joins, and the ball's worked down. Here's Caputo, driving hard to the middle, shooting, scoring again! Matt Caputo sending the arrow.
Goal, that's number 13, Matt Caputo.
Yeah, so there's a nice down pick set here by Bronizinski. Matt goes up high, little hitch, comes across the middle and just lets it fly right over the goalie's head.
You talked about earlier in the game, they were trying to close off Matt Caputo, and he's done an excellent job of being able to find space and create shots for himself and get these goals to go.
Yeah, he will find a way. It looks like they've struggled to do that, to cut him off, but he just continues to just pour it on.
The 7th goal for Matt Caputo. He's outscored Rye all by himself. An amazing feat for the young man, and he's been nothing but a treat to watch this year. Off the face-off, it's Montagano one more time.
Jack did a great job there of avoiding the pressure, running and being calm with the ball and getting to his attacker.
Driving, it's Ryan Banasiski on the bounce shot, scores! Ryan Banasiski goes far side, posting in.
Ryan Banasiski.
Yeah, Ryan doesn't give the defense a chance to set up entirely. He sees that he has no backup coming. Makes a good hard move, slide is indecisive, puts a nice shot in the lower corner.
There's no doubt this fast play and energy has been kept up in the second half. After a hard charge in that second quarter to pull ahead, LuHi has done nothing but keep the pressure on. The lead is now up to 11.
Looks like Rye went early, so another face-off win. And all these face-off wins equal a lot of possessions, a lot of time, a lot of pressure on the defense.
What was Lindbergh doing there, running up to that line, touching it, and then maybe stepping back?
Yeah, in the high school boys lacrosse, you have to go into what's called the box. So the box is the 30-yard line. So you have to step in, and that resets the clock.
Okay.
You have about 10 seconds to get that in once you cross.
Pass there. Hits Ty Wittek. But it's able to be scooped up there by Logan Barbarino for the Crusaders. They reset the offense. George Mavlios now steps on the field for the Crusader attack. He gets over for Banasiski, who finds Lindbergh driving through players, cutting to the net and shut down by Vlasto.
It's a really nice save by Vlasto. A great move by Lindbergh. Muscles his way in.
Vlasto sends James Murphy on his way. Murphy to Bass. Bass looking to try to help pull his team back in this game. A lot of time to go as we approach the halfway point in this third quarter. Braden Bass waits behind the net as both teams get changes. Cutting to the net, Ben Cousin. Cousin sets the pick for Bass. Bass cutting, trying to get to the middle. Hounded there by Cruz. Bass shoots and scores. Getting around the defensive prowess of Cruz, Bass is able to find the back of the net.
Yeah, he definitely earned that one. Nice pick. I like the way Bass drives to the center of the field. He gets just over the top side, gets his hands free enough. Sergio gets a piece of that, but it trickles in.
Just off the inside of the foot of goaltender Rocco Sergio. Bass able to have success one more time here. He's leading Ryan scoring. That's his 4th goal. Braden Bass doing what he was put out there to do. Find the back of the net time and time again, but he's going to need a little bit of help here. It's still a 10-goal deficit. Montagano able to win another one back. Finds Ethan Bramoff. Bramoff streaking speedily ahead. He gets to Capiabato. He steps in. Gets back to Caputo, and they'll reset and get the offense set up. Caputo lofts it over to Capiabato. He looks for an option. He's got Banasiski, who cuts right, trying to drive to the net. He's shut down. Banasiski, Lindbergh in the middle. Bounce shot goes wide. Caputo in the area. Possession will remain with the Crusaders.
And they're locking off Caputo there for a little bit. Now, with the ball out on the end line, that gives Caputo a chance to actually just pick it up there.
Caputo with a man on him. Trey Holmes trying to get on him. There's a spin shot from Danny Rooney. That goes off a deflection high over the net. Caputo in the area one more time.
That was a nice look. He drew two and moved it on to Rooney, who found space.
Caputo trying to get around Holmes. Gets
Still
help
there.
defense. Capiabato in front. Bounce shot goes high. Hustle play there results in a turnover. Rye will take over. Or no, they won't. Excuse me. LuHi's going to take possession.
I heard him say blue, but they're staying white.
Refs are head faking us up here. Players head faking themselves down on the field. It's all right. Banasiski spins his stick, cradles, stutters, looking. Capiabato, wide open look, shoots and scores. Charlie Capiabato nips the top corner, and he's on the board again.
Yeah, Banaszewski does a good job of breaking his man down, being a threat. Steps away, nice pass up to Capiabato, who just, that is a high-level shot right there. Stick side high in the corner. It's a good job of coming from like low to three-quarters up to high. Difficult for the goalie to read and send it on there with some pace.
LuHi seems to be doing a good job of finding a lot of open shots. Is that a product of moving without the ball or just the play formations that Coach Michael Riley has come up with?
Function of both. The offense is all about creating space, and you have to stay spread. A lot of offense is actually knowing where not to be. So the little clear out before that actually allowed Capiabato to find that space. You gotta just set up there and trust your teammates to get you the ball.
Matt Caputo gives a head fake, stutters, finds space, driving, shut down by Vlastos.
Well, it didn't end in a goal. That was allowed because Branazinski was able to get through. That got his defender out of the way.
Jack Oler streaking with space, gets the ball knocked out. Ground ball picked up by O'Toole. O'Toole, bounce pass looking for Barrera, can't find him cleanly. Ground ball scooped up by the Wildcats. They get it into the stick of Braden Bass, and he looks to go to work. Bass waits for changes. LuHi gets their defense set, and here he goes, trying to get around Bramoff. Cuts through, Bass into the middle, shoots wide on the bounce. Help defense there from what looked like Ryan Crudis. Maybe put a little pressure on him, able to help that shot go wide.
Absolutely good move, good position. Nice
Poor
takeaway
Gallagher.
by Will.
Can't hold the ball cleanly. Possession still remains with the Wildcats. Braden Bass.
Looks like LuHi has gone back into a man-to-man.
So they're going man-to-man. They played a zone, I heard you say before.
They did.
What's opportune in what situations?
Well, they went back. They're back in their zone now. They started there was man-to-man was behind. They went back into the zone. It really comes down to what you're comfortable with. No, it doesn't matter if it's man-to-man or zone. If you're, wherever your guys feel like they can play and not have to think as much is really opportune.
Regardless, man-to-man zone, the defense has certainly picked up since the first quarter and has really shut down these Wildcats, allowing 4 goals in the first quarter. They've allowed 3 in just the second and third. An impressive display of defense.
Absolutely. They're playing with purpose, and there's just white shirts that they're flying around the field.
Here's another turnover. Santella to Bramoff in front. It's Capiabato on the backhand. Charlie Capiabato spins one home.
Hey, all starts with defensive pressure, and you got 2 defensemen leading the charge here. So Santella over to Bramoff. Again, head up, looking to share the ball. Finds Capuano, sticks it backhand in the upper corner. That's pretty.
Talked about the defense showing their prowess, not allowing the Wildcats to get on the board, but they're helping the Crusaders, their own team, to get on the board. The defense playing a role in all facets of this game.
Absolutely, you get stops, create possessions, allows the offense to get a lot more opportunities.
Just under 3 minutes to go is Jack Montagano trying to scoop up another face-off win. He does, sends a pass over. Referee trying to avoid. Ethan Bramoff slips and is able to escape a trifecta of Wildcats. Everything seemingly going the way of the Crusaders here. He's Robbie Barrera again. He shoots and it's knocked down by Vlasto. Hunting for the rebound, trying to pick up the ground ball. A swarm of players to it. It's picked up by who else but Matt Caputo.
As a good aggressive play. Now Barrera had a lane.
Robbie Barrera had one goal before, looking to sniff out another. Had a good look right in front, was shut down by Nick Vlasto, goaltender for this Rye Wildcats team. But on the rebound ground ball, LuHi Crusaders able to pick it up, and they get the cycle going on their offense. It's Banasiski setting up goals so far today. Done a good job on the assist sheet. Pass there to Capiabato, hits the ground, but he's able to scoop it back up from Meyerhofer. Crusaders get the crisp passes going again. It's Lindbergh driving one more time. Bounce shot goes high and wide. Caputo back there to keep possession. Minute 20 to go here in the third quarter. Matt Caputo faces up his man. Gets a swim move around, trying to get around Trey Holmes. Caputo, pass high. Banasiski shoots high and wide.
Yeah, good job finding the open man, and it's a safe shot when you have backup.
Lindbergh cutting through defenders. Bounce shot scores. Nick Lindbergh slices through. He sends an arrow himself, and there's another goal on the board for LuHi.
That's a good finish. It goes really hard right. Nothing doing. Turns back. Shows that he's got a good two-handed player. Sticks at far post.
With that goal, we're hitting the clock running portion. We have under 30 seconds to go here in this third quarter. We'll slowly wind down to the final 12 minutes of play. LuHi looking to wrap up a spot. And the NYSAIS championship game on Wednesday at Manhattanville. As here's Jack Montagano almost getting on the sheet. On the rebound, Matt Caputo scores again, putting the exclamation point on this game.
You can tell, you know, the guys wanted Jack to get a goal after all his hard work up at the X. Great look, nice catch. Goalie makes a nice play to the ball. Rebound, and that's when you know you're really feeling it. All the bounces start going your way, body language. Now you look to finish it out in the last 12.
Matt Caputo getting a 21, something you always love to see if you're playing lacrosse or any other game. But with that goal, that brings us to the end of the fourth quarter. 12 minutes left to play here in Brookville. LuHi looking to wrap up a championship spot with 12 more minutes to play. Dennis, what are they going to be looking to do these last 12 minutes to possibly set up for Wednesday?
This is almost a larger. This is a large challenge right now. Figure out how you're going to play it. Are you going to continue to play in the same pace and fashion, or are you going to get in there and sub a little bit? It really is right now about finishing this one and being ready and healthy for the next. So you don't want to do anything in the next few minutes that'll throw off your rhythm going into Wednesday. You see Coach down there trying to calm them down now. It's that balance of trying to keep them, let them be happy without, them breaking their arms, patting themselves on the back yet. But this is a good group of young men. They're going to want to finish well.
Still 12 minutes to play. Anything can happen. It's sports. You never know. I've seen
No
crazier
doubt.
things happen. But it's sure looking like LuHi will have a spot Wednesday at Manhattanville College up in Purchase, New York to play for the NYSAIS championship against either Trinity or Hackley. That game going on currently at Randall's Island. And if we have a decision by the end of this game, we will hopefully be able to inform you of who will be opposing the Crusaders in that game.
I'm pretty confident that that the coach and the team doesn't matter who they who they're going to put out there in front of them. They just want to play their game.
They've shown it hasn't mattered so far in these first 2 games here, putting up 39 goals in 2 games, and we still have 12 more minutes to play.
That's it. That's yeah, they have time to do more, which is amazing. They're definitely they're clicking at the right time for sure. But they're still going to want to do things right. You want to see the body language of still being engaged, playing hard, playing smart, and playing clean.
And that's what it's all about. One seed or not, home field advantage is great, but to be able to click at the right time and get hot at the right time is one of the more important things.
Absolutely. They certainly look like they're doing that right now. That's what happens if you're on an offensive possession and the ball goes over the midfield into your defensive zone. It's called over and back. The other team gets possession.
Off the over and back, here's Ryan Krutis flying into the net, shooting and scoring, adding to this LuHi lead, getting in on the action himself. Ryan Krutis says, hey, don't forget about me.
Yeah, got to reward the defense. The middy's playing defense, right? You got to get up and down the field, get him the ball back, give him a shot.
I think you being a midfielder yourself, you can be possibly empathetic towards that.
Empathetic, biased, whatever you want to call it. I'll give the middies the ball.
We'll start that campaign hashtag slogan for you on Instagram, get the middies the ball. Face off here on the ground. It's Robbie Barrera looking to scoop it up, swinging it. It's picked up there by Paisano. He looks, waits, ref counting. Wildcats trying to get the ball to the line. Davis steps in. Wildcats look to set up an offensive possession, try to get something back here. But there's a turnover forced by Will O'Toole. He takes it away, and he's off to the races.
Yeah,
O'Toole being hounded, throws up a pass, is
good
picked
ride
up by
by
the
Ryan.
Wildcats, and here they come.
Yeah, that was Will's patented can opener check. He just sticks that stick right in the waist and pushes off the hip.
Proving to be very effective there. Got the ball with ease.
Low risk, high reward.
Pass there from Matt Caputo. Couldn't stick cleanly in his. Netting. Finds back to Robbie Barrera, but he's able to send up Ryan Banasiski on his way into the offensive zone, and the Crusaders get set up one more time with changes. Ball being cycled around. Logan Barberino joins the offensive attack for LuHi. Capiabato to Stewart. Stewart to Lindbergh. He has a couple of goals today. Logan Barberino looking to possibly get on the score sheet here. Here's Stewart thinking about a high angled shot. We've seen him score from a distance a couple times this year. Stewart with some space.
Yeah, it looks like LuHi right now is pretty content to keep possession and run some clock.
Looking to possibly just get to the end of this game, make it to Wednesday, and play for the big trophy. Lindbergh, pass fake. Over to Banasiski on the bounce shot. It goes wide.
That's good ball movement. So what they're doing is LuHi's going to be in basically almost like a circle formation, spread out the defense, and look to eat up some clock.
Caputo with Holmes on him. Matt Caputo gets the ball up to Ryan Banasiski. Capiabato, Stewart, Lindbergh, and Barberino, the 6 out there for the Crusaders. Winding down this clock. Under 8 minutes to go now.
I'd look for Rye to start pressuring a little bit, maybe cutting off the adjacent passes, make it a little bit more difficult for LuHi to just move the ball and hold and keep possession.
Trying to make some desperation moves to try to force some turnovers, maybe get some offensive possessions going and find a way back.
Yeah, just a little bit of pressure, a little bit of pressure, and to try and force LuHi into making a mistake.
Mike O'Reilly wants to talk it over, so he'll take a timeout. And with the clock at 7:22, we'll step aside for just a minute as LuHi talks it over. here in the fourth quarter on the LI Sports Network. Just scroll down. Get one more shot there of Coach Mike O'Reilly. And Dennis, I know you touched on it before. He'd only be happy after the game, but a 15-goal lead and a running clock in the fourth quarter. Is he happy yet?
He's approaching happy. We don't know if he's actually quite there yet. I don't see the big smile yet. He still wants me to be doing the right thing.
He sends out there Mavlios, Meyerhofer, Rooney, Caleb Mann, Logan Barbarino, and Nick Lindberg. Giving this group of 6 a little offensive time, maybe to get some momentum in case they're needed on Wednesday.
Absolutely. Keep everybody fresh and active.
Chris passes Caleb Mann trying to muscle through a man there. He knocks down Sean Smith. But a wild pass there. And it's turned over to Rye.
They get their changes here. Rather just checked in.
Dre Arias steps onto the field in these changes. So does senior defenseman Ethan Lyson. Lyson trying to step up to his man. He gets a hit and the ground ball's forced. Robbie Barrera hacking away as the ball crosses midfield.
Yeah, Lyson's an excellent athlete. He's actually going up. He's a senior who's going to go play football at Utica next year.
Couple players on this LuHi Lacrosse team with some football experience, I assume.
Absolutely, a lot of dual sport athletes. Love to see it.
Always great to keep that athleticism. Different experiences, but you can always apply it in different areas of different games, and the physicality has certainly reared its head here today.
Absolutely, and even if the guys haven't got as much time as they would have liked today, this is who you play against every day in practice.
Barbarino, man, Capiabato, Mavlios, Meyerhofer, and Rooney out on the field. The 6 for the Crusaders as we approach 5 minutes left in this game. Mavlios trying to spin away from James Murphy. He gets a relief pass, but the return ends up on the ground and it's scooped up by Murphy as he crosses center but loses the ball on the way. Mavlios picked his pocket.
Good job of riding the ball back there.
LuHi still not allowing the Wildcats to have anything too easily. That constant pressure even over the midfield line in a game that is pretty much in hand for the Crusaders. Here's Meyerhofer getting around a stick check. Up top to Mavlios. Barbarino to Rooney. Logan Barbarino up to George Mavlios. Mavlios gets around this check from Murphy. Tried the swing pass across, and there's an interception by the Wildcats, number 7, Agus Kim. Kim going hard with space. Pass in front, looking for Tolgalker. He battles back there with Justice Bunch. In front, shot goes wide out of the stick from Ryan Chan.
Yeah, Dre Arias did a nice job of closing down the top side, making that a difficult shot.
Defensive changes for the Crusaders here. Michael Meyerhofer steps onto the field. LuHi gets possession. A pass from Rocco Sergio is intercepted. And there's a hard hit from freshman defenseman Jimmy Rather that's going to draw a whistle.
Yeah, Jimmy's a 2-year varsity player. Looking for him to make some really good contributions going forward here. It's a nice check from James.
Rather swarmed. Ball pops out of his stick, trying to be scooped up by the Wildcats. Still on the ground, in the feet. There he is. Oh, takes a high hit, but from his bottom is able to throw a bounce pass over, and it's scooped up by AJ Paisano. Jogging over the midfield line. 2.5 minutes to go. Paisano, long stick, over the middle. Bounce shot, scores! Tumbling to the ground. AJ Paisano gets one here with 2.5 to go.
Yeah, Paisano does a good job of kind of waiting and almost baiting people to overplay him. Makes a nice hard move here, runs through some sticks. Hard shot and absorbs a hit to the back, which is going to put Lyson in the box.
Wildcats score and will go up on the man advantage. Clock still running. We've eclipsed 2 minutes to go. Referee about ready to place the ball in the circle, and Jack Montagano will take another face-off for this Crusader team. He's been nothing but perfect in this face-off circle today. Montagano wins another face-off, gets the offensive attack set up. John Vigiani on for the attack now, joining the offensive 6.
They seem to be on that hashtag. Let the middies have the ball here.
Middies have the ball.
Let them shoot the rock.
We have passed a minute, and the countdown is on for one last game up at Manhattanville as John Vigiani finds the net, playing into your hashtag, Dennis.
Yeah, just circled around the cage and finished it close side.
With 30 seconds to go, it is 23-8. Jack Montagano comes out for one more face-off.
Yep.
Or maybe not. The refs are going to call it right here. And the Long Island Lutheran High School Crusaders have punched their ticket to the NYSAIS Varsity Boys Championship game.
Yeah, they are on their way to the championship. That's going to be an excited crew. It's been a long time.
An impressive performance here, coming off another impressive win on Saturday. Early, it looked like the game was going to be up for grabs, but the last 3 quarters of play, LuHi just pulled away.
Yeah, it started what, 4-2, I think, with Rye on top, and then it was just the whole tone and tenor changed as they started to fly around, get calm. Matt Caputo took it over, that kind of allowed everyone else to take a breath and start playing the way they should.
A lot of energy and a lot of fast-paced action brought, and it was led by number 13 right there, Matt Caputo.
Yeah, he's a ball of energy out there. Just plays hard every single second. If he was a car, there'd be no brakes.
It's great for lacrosse on the field, maybe not so much for driving up to Manhattanville, which is where this game will be played on Wednesday, as you're possibly hearing over the PA system right now. 5:30 Wednesday at Manhattanville. LuHi will take on either Trinity or Hackley. They have played Hackley this year, and they took down Hackley. If it is Hackley, what are they going to have to do to take them on?
You have to win the mental game first of young people as they play somebody they've already defeated. They have to know that this is a whole new game. It doesn't carry over, start 0-0. But they're just gonna be excited and ready to be there. So they'll be prepared either way. I know coach is not overlooking anybody for sure, so he'll have them ready for either team. They're just gonna play their game.
Folks, we thank you so much for joining us on the LA Sports Network. And Dennis, we thank you so much for joining us. It was a pleasure today to have you join us on this broadcast.
Thanks for having me.
And folks, we thank you for joining us here. We hope that you join us on Wednesday for the championship game where LuHi will look to win a title. And we will have it for you right here on the LI Sports Network. That will be coming on at 5:30 on Wednesday. Thank you for joining us, folks, and have a good night.